stop. If you clicked on this video hoping to get motivated, you're proving my point. You're a motivation addict, and it's destroying your life. In the next 15 minutes, I'll expose how the $12 billion motivation industry has turned you into a consumer of dreams instead of a creator of reality, and why the most successful people I know never watch motivational content. Meet Jake. 3 years ago, he discovered motivational videos. Since then, he's watched over 2,000 hours of content from every success guru on YouTube. He has 47 business ideas saved in his Notes app, 12 vision boards, and can recite every motivational quote ever spoken. Jake is also broke, 30 pounds overweight, and working the same dead-end job he had 3 years ago. Jake isn't lazy. Jake is a victim of what psychologists call motivation replacement, when consuming content about success becomes a substitute for actually pursuing success. And if you've watched more than 100 motivational videos in your lifetime, you're probably a victim too. Every time you watch a motivational video, your brain releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with reward and achievement. But here's the psychological trap. Your brain can't distinguish between actually achieving something and just watching someone talk about achievement. Dr. Heidi Grant's research reveals that when you consume motivational content, your brain experiences what she calls goal substitution. The satisfaction of imagining success replaces the drive to create it. Studies show that people who regularly consume motivational content are 34% less likely to take concrete action toward their goals. This is what psychologists call fantasy-based coping, using imaginary scenarios to avoid real-world challenges. The ancient Stoics understood this danger. Epictetus warned, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." But modern motivation culture has flipped this. We've become experts at explaining success without embodying any of it. Lisa from my community spent 2 hours every morning watching entrepreneur success stories. By 10 a.m., she felt like she'd already accomplished something significant. By noon, she was scrolling social media instead of working on her business. Her brain had been tricked into thinking she'd already done the work. Motivational content is built on one toxic premise, showing you people who've already made it. Every video features the millionaire entrepreneur, the fitness model, the perfect relationship. Your brain doesn't see inspiration, it sees evidence of how far behind you are. This triggers what social psychologists call compare and despair syndrome, chronic feelings of inadequacy caused by comparing your behind-the-scenes reality to others' highlight reels. Research shows that exposure to success stories increases feelings of personal failure by 47% in people who haven't achieved similar results. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "How much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does." The Stoics knew that comparison is the death of contentment, but motivational content forces you to constantly compare yourself to outliers, the 0.1% who made it, while ignoring the 99.9% who didn't. Here's the twisted irony. The more motivational content you consume, the less motivated you become to actually work. This is because motivation videos trigger what behavioral economists call implementation intention failure, the gap between wanting to do something and actually doing it. Motivational content gives you the emotional high of starting without the discomfort of continuing. You feel inspired for 20 minutes, then reality hits. Real work is boring, slow, and often unrewarding. So you return to motivational content for another hit. This creates what addiction specialists call process addiction. You become addicted to the feeling of potential rather than the pursuit of results. Studies show that heavy consumers of motivational content spend 78% more time planning and 43% less time executing compared to people who avoid such content. Seneca warned about this exact trap. Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks the truth turns from the new and unknown to the eternal and permanent. Motivational content keeps you chasing the new and exciting instead of doing the boring work that actually creates results. Motivational videos promise immediate transformation. Change your life in 30 days. millionaire mindset in 10 minutes. This feeds into what psychologists call magical thinking, the belief that inspiration alone can change circumstances without corresponding action. But real change follows what researchers call the plateau of latent potential. You work for months with no visible progress before suddenly breaking through. Motivational content conditions you to expect immediate results, making you quit when you hit the inevitable plateau. This is why 92% of people abandon their New Year's resolutions by February. They've been conditioned by motivational content to expect rapid transformation, but real change requires what the Stoics called patient persistence, the ability to continue without immediate rewards. I fell into this trap hard. I consumed motivational content for 3 years, feeling inspired every day but making no real progress. I had what psychologists call action paralysis. So many inspiring ideas that I couldn't choose which one to pursue. The abundance of motivation actually prevented me from taking action. Motivational content creates what psychologists call external locus of control, the belief that your success depends on external factors like inspiration, motivation, or someone else's wisdom. This is the opposite of what actually creates success. Studies reveal that people who regularly consume motivational content develop guru dependency. They lose confidence in their own judgment and constantly seek external validation for their decisions. They become consumers of other people's insights instead of developers of their own wisdom. The Stoics taught the opposite principle. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to live a happy life." But motivational content convinces you that you need constant inspiration, perfect conditions, and endless external input to succeed. Sarah realized she'd been following 47 different motivational accounts, reading 12 self-help books simultaneously, and watching 3 hours of inspirational content daily. She knew everything about success, but had developed zero confidence in her own decision-making ability. Motivational content creates what Silicon Valley calls a reality distortion field. It makes success look easier than it actually is by only showing you the highlights, never the struggles. Every motivational story follows the same formula. I was broke, then I discovered this secret, now I'm rich. This creates what psychologists call survivorship bias. You only hear from the people who made it, never from the millions who used the same strategies and failed. Research shows that for every success story featured in motivational content, there are approximately 10,000 people who tried the same approach and didn't succeed. But you never hear their stories because failure doesn't sell courses or generate views. The Stoics practiced negative visualization, imagining failure to prepare for reality. But motivational content does the opposite. It makes you visualize only success, leaving you unprepared for the inevitable setbacks that derail most people. So how do you break free from motivation addiction? 4 Stoic principles that actually create results. 1. Replace inspiration with discipline. Epictetus taught, "No one can teach you anything. You can only learn by yourself." Stop seeking external motivation and develop internal discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. Pick one small habit and do it every day for 30 days, whether you feel motivated or not. 2. Focus on process, not outcomes. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Stop obsessing over results and focus on daily actions. What matters isn't feeling motivated, it's showing up consistently. Success comes from boring repetition, not inspiring moments. 3. Embrace negative visualization. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining obstacles before they happen. Instead of visualizing success, visualize failure and prepare for it. This builds resilience and realistic expectations, preventing the discouragement that stops most people. 4. Develop internal scorecard. Seneca warned, "Nothing is ours except time." Stop measuring your worth by external metrics and develop what Warren Buffett calls an internal scorecard, judging yourself by your own standards, not others' achievements. Here's my challenge: the 30-day Motivation Detox Protocol. Week 1, Awareness. On it, subscribe from all motivational channels and accounts. Track how often you seek external inspiration. Notice the difference between motivation and discipline. Start one boring habit, 10 push-ups, reading 2 pages, writing 100 words. Week 2, Internal Focus. Practice making decisions without seeking external validation. Do your chosen habit, whether you feel like it or not. Keep a consistency journal. Track actions, not feelings. Practice sitting with discomfort instead of seeking inspiration. Ronintablocket bound put. Reality preparation. Visualize obstacles you might face in your goals. Prepare specific responses to setbacks. Focus on process metrics. Days consistent, not outcome metrics. Pounds lost. Ronintablocket belation. Tost. Week 4, Mastery Mindset. Embrace the boring middle phase of skill development. Measure success by effort, not results. Develop confidence in your own judgment. Plan your next 30 days without consuming any motivational content. Studies show that people who complete this protocol report 67% higher consistency in their habits and 89% more confidence in their decision-making abilities. The uncomfortable truth is this: motivation is not a renewable resource, it's a finite fuel that burns out quickly. The most successful people I know aren't motivated most of the time. They've developed systems that work regardless of how they feel. Discipline is doing what you said you'd do, long after the mood you said it in has left you. Motivation gets you started, but discipline gets you results. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." You don't need inspiration to be human, you just need to show up. If this video made you uncomfortable, good. Discomfort is where growth lives. If you're ready to stop being a motivation consumer and start being a results creator, hit that subscribe button, but only if you commit to taking one concrete action today. In the comments, share the one habit you'll commit to doing for the next 30 days, whether you feel motivated or not. No vision boards, no big dreams, just one simple boring habit that you'll do regardless of how you feel. Remember what Epictetus taught: don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Stop consuming content about success. Start creating evidence of it.